Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm John with Creek Fishing Adventures, and I'm here with the guy that sent me my first ever NIKKO Hellgrammite. This is Scott Barret. We've been talking for a while, and we finally got to fish together. Now, we're not in our normal areas. We are down south doing some fishing, and I just got done catching like 20 fish off this thing at a pond. It wasn't even on, we weren't even filming, it was just for fun. So I do get to do a little fishing for fun. But Scott's gonna tell us a little bit about, we're gonna talk about, this is the guy that actually designed the Hellgrammite, so we're gonna talk about that. If you don't know anything about NIKKO or NIKKO products, I've been using them for about 4 years now. We'll get into that in a little bit, but Scott, just tell us a little bit about yourself and like a little bit about NIKKO.
All right, hey, I grew up fishing in Virginia. I did a lot of creek fishing as well when I was young. I love smallmouth fishing, and I love adventure too, and that's one of the reasons I found found your channel. But a long time ago, I went to Japan and spent 20 years there, and I met NIKKO. I met him at a trade show, and I just love their product. I love what they did. It was just amazing. It was very unique, very innovative, nothing like it ever. And so I began working with them there, and after the 2011 earthquake and tsunami and all that, I moved back to the US and started playing around with NIKKO here, and it was sort of grew from there.
So you brought NIKKO to the US. No one else had it over here.
That's right.
Okay.
So I started with when I started with NIKKO, we had barely any products at all. No English packaging, no English literature. It was really a tough start, and we struggled for a while, and I was just going around happy catching fish on shrimp and tadpoles, and you know, but we needed something more, and so that sort of led into the Hellgrammite.
Yeah, this is the pack of the this is the new color, the Obsidian, and they come in a pack of 4, and they seem a little pricey when you get them. But what's different about your products, and why, you know, it does cost a bit, and I love it, and I definitely would pay for it, and do pay for it. I buy stuff all the time, even though they do send me stuff. But what's different about yours than other people's? Why should they buy it?
Well, it's a different kind of plastic. It's like an elastomer type of plastic, and within that group of plastics, there's lots and lots of different variations. What's different about this is that NIKKO chose to aim for the highest level plastic, the highest performance plastic that you could get. It has basically every property that you would pretty much want. It floats, it's super durable, it's you can scent it, it's swallow safe, it's you know, it even eventually breaks down in the environment as well. But the durability is really the key, and that's really what makes it a huge difference. Yeah,
the durability is definitely the tipping point, where especially if you're creek fishing or smallmouth fishing, you're going to get a million tugs. And we're out here, we're in Florida, and these we've caught cichlid and Oscars and peacock bass, and it hasn't messed up a single bait. You know, those fish are some tough fish, and the baits are fine.
No, I don't like to tell people how many fish they can go through before it wears out, but you know, me personally, I've gone 200 on a Hellgrammite, and it could keep on going. I usually lose them before they wear out. In fact, I've never worn out a Hellgrammite. So that's really the selling point there.
All right, if you're still watching, then you probably know that I use the Hellgrammite. This is my go-to lure, super confident. And the thing is, I didn't know a single thing about it until about 4 years ago. I had like 300 subscribers. You know, I'm at 80,000 now, and I'm doing this full time, but that was, I was just picking it up, just starting to do for fun. Scott had sent me a packet of several different lures, and I'd got a couple different things from a few different people. You know, I don't know, didn't know much about it. And then, you know, I started trying a few of them, like, hey, I like this one, I like this one. One day I put on the Hellgrammite in the Hiwassee River, and I was having a tough day, couldn't get much to bite. I was like, well, let me try this lure. They say it works good for this kind of the water. Second cast, I caught a 3-pound smallmouth, and then I ended up catching crappie and something else on it. And now I don't know, I've caught more fish than I can count on my hands and toes, different species off of it. It's killing them down here in South Florida. It's awesome for smallmouth where I'm at, spotted bass, largemouth, any kind of fish basically. That's what I love about it. I caught my biggest yellow perch off of it.
Yeah. When you have a great design, it'll cross over into all kinds of different fishing.
Yeah.
So I've taken the Hellgrammite up to Alaska and caught saltwater fish in Alaska. People down in Florida catch saltwater fish on them.
Yeah.
But you know, anything, if you got a great design, anything in that size, it goes for. And I think, you know, we saw recently in the last few days that when you struggle, you can put on a Hellgrammite.
It'll get something if it's tough. We were fishing today and they were using live shiners, and I was using Hellgrammite, and I caught more than the live shiners. But tell me the creation. I know what all it'll do and how many different places you can fish it. But how did it start? Like when it first, you know, how did it all begin?
Okay, so NIKKO's early baits were all tiny little bug baits.
Yeah.
And it's a small company. In fact, NIKKO's still a very small company. And people would be surprised how small we are, but we do, you know, the company does a lot of big things. Mm-hmm. But we needed a new bait for the U.S. market. And, you know, even though I could catch, you know, tons of fish on shrimp and tadpoles, you know, consumers were not really ready for that. And so I needed a kind of bait that would get a little bigger traction. And we didn't want to go to the Cincos and stuff because nobody knew us. You know, how would we stand out right away? Yeah. So we decided on a Hellgrammite because, you know, I've been fishing for, I hate to say, you know, probably 45 years. And, you know, to be honest, I used, they were plastic Hellgrammites 40 years ago. And even, you know, there just has never been a really good Hellgrammite. Yeah. And so we set out to design the best Hellgrammite in the world. And we actually spent 2 years on it, designing it and testing it. And finally, the last, I remember very clearly, it was one day in April, I caught about 100 pounds of smallmouth on one bait. And I figured, yeah, okay, I think we got the design right now. Yeah. So.
What year did it first come out?
It first came out actually in probably of October of 2016.
Okay, so it's been out about 5 years. So I got it right after it.
You got it very soon.
Came out. Okay, so it is definitely growing in popularity, and that's, it's not like it's been out for 20 years, everybody knows about it. There's lots of people still finding out about it. But it's something where I throw on, you know, in places where I cannot get these fish to bite, especially like smallmouth or something. And I'll be fishing with a buddy. We'll throw every lure, and then I'm like, let me put on the Hellgrammite, put it right in front of that fish, and they have a hard time turning it down. And I've just grown so much confidence in it that I use it all the time now. And that's why I wanted to talk to Scott about it, because it's actually something that's changed my channel. People know me for using the Hellgrammite just because I use it all the time, and I like the size of it. It's a 3-inch design, you know, a perfect size for all different fish. And I've caught my biggest smallmouth and tons of little smallmouth. So I've caught all ranges of big largemouth and smallmouth and spotted bass on it. So it's definitely something that's changed my channel, and it's something that I would recommend to anybody. About anywhere you're fishing at.
That's right. Well, at the time we designed it, it was there were no good full body 3-inch Hellgrammite. Yeah. So this Hellgrammite is actually designed at really the maximum size that, you know, the normal Dobson fly, the Hellgrammites get to. Right. There's several species of Hellgrammites or Dobson flies in the United States, and so I kind of looked at the features of each one, and you know, it's predominantly the type that's here in say the Mississippi River Valley, Ohio River Valley, the Northeast, in Appalachia. But we did sort of tweak it with a few designs of a couple other Hellgrammites that we thought might make it a little more effective. So.
Yeah, if you don't know what a real Hellgrammite is, a lot of people don't. I'd heard about them, I didn't really know, but it's one of the smallmouth bass's favorite food, and it's something that even big smallmouth bass, it's a consistent diet for them. And it's in a lot of waters that you probably wouldn't realize it's all over the place. It's a nasty little creature. But the thing about this little, it just looks like a little bug. You know, it can resemble a bunch of different things. That's something that they just want to hit. All right, so obviously the Hellgrammite is like my go-to lure, and is it one of your main sellers, or?
It is. It's a number one.
At least in America, in the U.S.
Yeah, it's really become amazing. We get I get love letters.
Oh yeah.
Probably about, you know, pretty regularly about the Hellgrammite changing their lives. And saying how much they enjoy.
Same for me. I've recommended it to a million people, and they're like, "Thank you so much for putting me on this." And not only that, but they actually came out with 4 new colors. So you got 8 colors now.
9 colors.
9 colors to the Hellgrammite. So there's definitely different situations, and I've noticed where certain ones will work certain situations, but most of the time I can take one of the main colors and it's going to work great. But this right here is one of their Craws. So not only do they have the Hellgrammite, they got a lot of new things and he's going to go over a couple of new things. I haven't really had a chance to use a lot of these yet. They're really, a lot of it's really new, but I've got enough trust in their materials and their design. It's top notch for sure. So tell us what else you got.
Okay, well, let's start with the Craw.
Yeah.
We have this little Craw here. It's again, it's another unique design. We spent a lot of time on effort in this.
Oh yeah, so they redesigned this. I forgot. They sent me some and then they changed it. Look at these pinchers. That's the main thing. Any other Craw, the pinchers are coming off right away.
Yeah.
And I have tested that out enough to have smallmouth and fish pull on it, and they do not pop off. So
no, it's
when you're buying these things, you're buying something that's going to hold together.
Yeah. Well, since we're on the claws, the claws here, they're about at least 2 times stronger than anything else we tested on the market.
Yeah.
So you're gonna, if you're not gonna be losing your claws very easily. I mean, eventually they'll come off, but this bait is a very different approach to craws. So if you notice the stance, the claws are spread out a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
It's really more of a defensive, vulnerable presentation.
Okay. Yeah.
Number 2, I don't know if you can see this, the body angles. These body angles are also of a Craw that is, feeling a sense of danger, ready to bolt.
Yeah.
So it's got its claws up, it's ready to pull. It provides, we think the fish maybe might think that it's that Craw feels vulnerable for a reason. And we made a lot of other little nice adaptations to it. So just simple things like the antenna. Most Craws just go straight and they're short. Ours spread out and are at an angle. And these are all at natural angles, at natural lengths, in the natural ratios. Even the bumps on there are they're all uniquely placed. And in fact, if you really look at our Craws, a lot of those bumps are actually unique to each Craw. So
it's own each snowflake.
Yeah.
So tell us what else you got that it's just a lot. You started getting a lot more bass lures and going for going for the America, at least anyways, going away from all the little small stuff, which the small stuff's great, but a lot of people are into bass fishing and want something to throw out there.
So our newest, one of our newest baits, we've released 3 new baits this year.
Yeah.
The big new bait, the one that's really going to change bass fishing, what we think is this swim bait right here. This is called a Winnow. So the Winnow, if you can tell, it's got these zigzag designs, and so these zigzag designs, if you notice, they actually transition from a zigzag to a straight. And so what happens here is these are designed to channel the water, capture air, but also provide a full range of vibrations in the water.
Yeah.
So this bait will broadcast its presence to the fish on a much broader frequency.
Right.
And so when the fish are tougher to catch, when they're getting finicky, you just might not be hitting them with the right frequency.
Yeah, it's putting off a little bit different vibe to it.
Exactly, it puts off a different vibe. And another quite unique thing to it is that it stretches, just like all of NIKKO's product. So you're not going to be losing your tails.
We got birds and fish jumping over here. It's driving me crazy. But so this right here, let me show you this right here. This right here is the little schooler shad. He sent me these, and it looks like it's nothing, but and even when it goes to the water, I feel like it has no action. But I've caught so much fish, and even like white bass. It's so great on white bass because I've had a day where I used the same lure and caught over 40 white bass and probably had 20 hits, and it never tore up. That's ridiculous. White bass are so tough. Yeah. This one here, I actually caught my PB spider bass on an Ikenago minnow. It's called Ikenago minnow.
Yeah, right.
And everything about like all the I like rigging a lot of things weedless. So, and I love how durable it is. I can stick a hook in there 2 or 3 times to get it right, and it's not going to tear up the texture or the material. No,
these 2 baits here are baits that I don't think anybody's ever going to wear out.
Yeah.
Especially this one. You could just probably, 1 pack might last you years on that one.
I'm gonna just kind of sum up a few things. You got the Tadpoles, which are really cool. Of course, the new Ned rigs, and it's made of the same material. crazy, a lot of different designs.
Yep.
But there's one more. We'll just go over this last one that I'm really excited to try because it's right in the same like Hellgrammite type of fishing. Is the leech. I wanted you to talk a little bit about the leech, and we got several different colors. This is Morning Dawn, and he actually caught a clown knifefish on this little lure yesterday. It was that was insane. I think I have that on. It's gonna be on a video coming up, and then this one here that's the natural.
Well, natural Hellgrammite, but we call it Eclipse in the other baits.
Eclipse, and how long are these?
They're 3.8 inches long.
3.8 inches. They also float. It's got a slender body. We can't show it justice on here, but I'm definitely excited about these. I know a lot of people. I don't have. Nobody uses leeches around where I'm at, but up north I know it's a big thing, and I haven't tried these yet. So this spring I'm definitely going to look forward to trying them. So tell me a little bit about the leeches.
Okay, well, when we're looking for a new bait to design, we're looking for number one. Although we have tadpoles for the drop shot market, we're looking for something a little more traditional. And so we're looking at maybe the 3 to 4 inch range, and we wanted something with a little bit of character to it. And so we decided on the leech, and the reason we decided on the leech is the same reason we decided on the Hellgrammite. There's really not a very good leech bait out there.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
There's
I don't know.
And leeches are everywhere. Fish love them.
Yeah.
There's probably the territory for leeches is wider than it is Hellgrammites.
Oh, okay.
And so we designed the leech. Now, this leech is designed to be used drop shot, Ned rigs, Texas rigs. We've used them top water. People use them for trailers. People will turn them vertical and put them on trailers.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very, very versatile bait. The same NIKKO durability, stretching, but this bait has already proven itself extremely well. Very, very difficult to catch. Clown knifefish, went for it. We were catching saltwater fish on it.
Yeah.
On the trip, wherever we go, we throw the leech, and it's been bringing fish in.
Well, let me wrap this up here. They got a lot of lures out there. I'll leave, of course, the information on there. I also have a discount. You can get 10% off. All that information is down in the video description. If you're not familiar with NIKKO stuff and you get one, just throw out everything else you know about other lures. Don't compare it to anything else you've seen until you feel the material and you see it. You might have an idea that a jig head you want to use, and a lot of people think they have what they're going to use and they can't use it.
Yes. Just a little quick word of advice for jig heads.
Yeah.
Jig heads that do not have collars, or even those little bait keeper hooks. Just a straight hook shaft is all you need. The bait stays on.
Yeah.
Simple is good, and you can do all kinds of things. I've rigged things up extremely ugly and terrible, and used them and caught fish. But a hook or a jig head without the collar is the way to go.
Yeah, that's definitely, you got to just kind of see it. And last thing here, hooking it up. A lot of these lures, and especially the Hellgrammite, I get asked a lot, how do you rig the Hellgrammite? How do you rig the Hellgrammite? You can't rig it wrong. There's not a wrong way to do it. He caught a fish on it weightless, skimming it across the top of the water, like a 5-pound peacock bass. And I've used the Craws weightless, and I've had smallmouth come up and hit them. You can put jig heads on it. You can do it the way I do it, which I show it in a lot of different videos. There's really not, just go out there, find a way you like it, and try it out. That's the best thing. You got to get it and try it out. So hopefully this explains some things. And I know a lot of my viewers that they know that know this lure, they don't know the guy behind it. And this is my first time meeting him, so it's been a blast. We've been doing some fishing down here in Florida. He invited me down to do the trip, so we had to get this little conversation in. Hopefully everything turns out and the audio all shows out and everything. And this turns out good. But Scott, I really appreciate all the effort he's sent me. I also, this week, I got loaded up on a bunch of new lures. So that was worth meeting up with him. So I'm ready for spring coming out, and ready to show a lot of people a lot of the new lures, but also I'm ready to just catch stuff on them. And that's what I like doing, catching fish.
Oh, that's why we're here. NIKKO, the word NIKKO in Japanese means daily happiness. Yeah. Everything we do is to make people's lives better. And catching fish is one way to make people's lives better.
Well, thanks for watching. Check them out. If you're looking for top quality, top design, top everything, you have to try them out and see how they do for you. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.